Hello, beautiful people. How are all of you doing today? Hello! Chat, how do you do? Um... Chat, you want to know what I figured out yesterday? Just survived a hurricane? That's kind of crazy. I'm sorry to hear there's been a hurricane where you are, and also, I'm glad to hear you survived it. Chat, you want to know what I figured out yesterday? As it turns out, some of the very legitimate manga and manhwa websites that I use actually have a villainous tag, and so I don't have to look it up by title anymore. I can, like, there's an actual tag for it. So even the ones that have weird titles, I can still find through that. So that's huge. I have just started reading Your Throne. There's a decent amount of chapters, so I'll probably be able to. Not the site's enabling your addiction? Yeah. That one is great. I like the premise a lot. I like how like twisty the premise gets in the first like 10 chapters. I'm only like 30 chapters in though, so is there a team that doesn't feel like shit to play in the DPC domain? What's in that domain again? I forgot. I farmed it for a while. Oh, is it the domain with three fucking mushrooms and or with mushrooms and shit? It is, right? Mushrooms and slimes, yeah. I did it with Shao. Shao was comfy to farm this domain. Yeah, Navia too. Otherwise, you can probably just do some national variation. Wouldn't Navidad erase it? I'm pretty sure there's hydro slimes, which makes Navidad feel a little cringe. Yeah. Ciao, we've got a bunch of stuff to talk about today. There's also transformative reaction buff. That's like kind of big. But first of all, stare, pound, zilch. Um. Hmm. The goat strikes again. The Wordle goat strikes again. Holy. Holy. Nature's Band-Aids. Scabs, maybe? I'm not sure. Dirty? Oh. Ooh. Sanctify? Maybe it's bless? Perhaps? This has to be scabs. Maybe this is spasm? A lot of attitude. Sassy? Some luxury cars? Audis? Maybe? Am I an idiot? Oh, can we? Okay, not bad. I don't know who this is, but we got all the other ones. That was pretty good. I didn't know it was Swiss cheese in Rubens, but I mean it was pretty easy to guess from S blank at ISS. All right, connections. Ooh, it's all three-letter words. Hip, T, big, bad, I, fly, so, saw, ill, far, elf, leg, her, rad, arm, dough. Hip, fly, rad. Ill? I don't know. Do people use ill in that? I feel like they don't. But I feel like it can't be any of the other ones. Maybe it's big. I don't know. I'll try this. Oh. Okay. Never mind. I'm so sorry. Shit. Okay. Maybe just body parts? Hip, eye, arm, leg? Okay. So rad, ill, fly, and then something else. What could it be though? I know it's not big because it didn't say one away. T. So. Bad. Yeah, maybe it's bad actually. I'll give it. If it's not that, I give up, man. Okay, nice. Cool in 80s slang. Ain't no way. Okay. Ill? Really? This connection was so ill. True! Okay. Her, so, saw, do, big, elf, far, t. Far. Do. Saw. Elf. Movies? No. Maybe? Could there be a movie called T? No. Far? No. So? No. Big? That sounds like a title for a movie. Her? That sounds like a title for a movie. These are probably all movie titles. Yeah! Let's fucking go. Okay, what is this? Why do they call it tea in English? That pisses me off. In Anglophone countries, C was changed to T by Sarah Glover in the 19th century, so that every syllable might begin with a different letter. Sarah Glover, fuck you! Okay? Fuck you, Sarah! Stupid ass fucking... Ah! Frick you, Sarah! Sea Enjoyers base? Exactly, man! What, you think I learned my Sunfish in English? What do I look like, a fucking loser? Alright, like, listen, okay? You're not gonna see me defending French very often, okay? It's a rare occurrence. But, like, fuck, man. Really? Tea? Whatever. Would you mind showing your map completion so I can feel better about my map exploration? Yeah, sure, I got you. 44, 25, 36, 29. However, chat, there are a bunch of gifted subs on the line for me to actually do my exploration this batch. So I will. I will. The thing that's like keeping me from doing exploration is the fact that I haven't unlocked the compass yet. But I will unlock the compass. I'll do all the quests and I'll get at least 80% exploration in that one. And if you doubt, well, doubt. Be my guest. I welcome the doubters. You're free to put subs on the line as well. I'm at 100, 196, 94, no compass. Yeah, but I just don't hate myself as much as you do. Ooh, we got 4. Wait, that's huge. By the way, chat, we'll talk about it a bit more in detail later, but for those of you that are not yet aware, if you see an attack main stat Obsidian Goblet with double crit, lock it. No pers, I'm not getting CHASCA? Well, you don't have to lock it if you don't want to. Isn't it still worse than just tailoring a specific goblet? For CHASCA? Fuck no. Isn't her best set VV? No. Because you can't even reliably get swirls on the right elements. she... Yeah. There are some questionable elements. Let's just say. Alright. That is all. CHASCA is a unit of all time. That is, yeah, for sure. If you look into EM Goblet as well, bro, what the fuck are you cooking? Jesus Christ. What the fuck are you cooking? Is CHASCA good or bad? Yeah. Anyways, chat, are there any generous individuals in chat that would let me borrow their world so I can yoink some chrysanthemums? Thank you very much. Take them all, Pog! Thank you for your generosity and magnanimity and anonymity. Because nobody knows who you are. True. Sorry. I don't know why I said that. Was just rude for no reason. My bad. That was unnecessary. Anyways. Let me just heal up a little. Bro, ain't no shot. Fucking way. Okay. My kitten. Dude, what is wrong with you? Yeah, I take it back. You deserve me saying that. Like, whoa. Why Zajef is talking like Xionics? Sorry. I will stop speaking. I'm not allowed to speak, chat. It's fucked up. Is CHILONEN's weapon a must pull for her? What? Who said that? Where did you hear that? Who are you listening to?
Word to the wise.
Word to the wise? Stop listening to them. They're clearly yappers of the highest order. Must pull concept should die in general? I agree. I get why the idea of a must pull exists in gacha games in general, but it shouldn't exist in Genshin. Like, the idea of calling a unit a must pull in a gacha game mostly exists because in most gacha games, if you're not pulling for the meta stuff, you will have to wail if you want to clear stuff properly. Right? But that's not the case for Genshin, and so I feel like calling units must pull is like so unnecessary. What do you think of the reaction buffs? I mean, I was a fucking yapper for EM Raiden in the past like week, so I'm happy. I'm quite happy with how things have turned out. How many more do I need? 9. But I don't even think I can ascend her today because I need the materials, the enemy materials. I don't have them. 30k overloads. Let's go! Is it just me or are the buffs kind of small? I think it's fair to say the buffs are overall kind of small. The buff that matters the most is probably the smallest buff of them, which is the overload buff. Because pretty much every one of the other buffs isn't really enough to justify playing a team built around them. I mean, yeah, the Electro Charge buff also kind of matters, but like the Superconduct buff, you're not playing a Superconduct team to begin with, right? I'm guessing they're buffing it because they want to eventually release a unit that is going to work in teams where Superconduct is actually supposed to be a source of damage. But right now, such a team doesn't really exist. Like, even teams that do trigger Superconduct, none of them trigger Superconduct often enough that you'd want to build any of your characters full EM. So, the like, base damage change doesn't really matter. That's annoying. Really? That is omega cringe.
You're pretty good. Full speed ahead. War's over.
Okay. I still think that Superconduct dealing damage is a conspiracy. All TCers are in. Okay, the nice thing about Superconduct is that it works like Swirl in that it can have the double damage in AoE. If you have two enemies or more, you'll get 2 instances of Superconduct damage. But even then, the damage is so low that even tripling it is like, I don't think it's gonna be enough. Maybe we'll eventually see the rise of. Maybe we'll eventually see the rise of EM Raiden as a support in physical teams. Just like she's already usable in overload teams. Eventually, who knows?
Let's hope you put up a good fight.
Okay, you did business. Raiden went from his least favorite unit to his favorite. True and real. Is ORORON looking good? Oh, that's funny. Sorry, I'm sure you're not asking knowing the things I know, so it's kind of rude to just laugh at you, but like, knowing the things I know, it's difficult not to. ORORON is the kind of character that looks completely worthless at C0 with really powerful constellations that make him fine at C6. What the fuck was my camera doing? Jesus Christ.
Alright, let's finish this back.
Stick around. Yes, you are. Qualified after all.
Man. Not as strong as Gami. I mean, he's very different from Gami. So Sethos? I wouldn't say so. ORORON just looks weird, man. Like... Oh yeah, also... Oh, I guess it's not on HumDG Cat yet. Okay, never mind. I'll talk about it when it's on HumDG Cat. He's got some interesting ICDs. Thoughts on the reaction buffs? I like them. They're nice. I don't think they matter too much, though.
Come on! Show me your courage! Forget it!
That was creepy.
No, I can't go there. Don't forgore like an idiot. Will Shabedo be real or still a meme? Still a meme. Don't worry. Don't you worry. Let's calm down a little. Listen, I'm a Shabedo enjoyer. Don't get me wrong, but like, let's not push a joke too far. Yeah. Okay. 4. I'm gonna have enough. Unless we get like an insane amount of procs here. Yeah. 19. We need 24. So we'll get it tomorrow. And let's do some commissions. I am going to need someone to lend me their accounts for XILONEN testing. I'm looking for an account that has... I want to test I want to test Risley. I want to test Ito. I want to test Navia. Those are the main three. And for the teams I'm gonna want to make with them, ideally you'd want to have Farina, Yelan, the 4 stars that are good built. What else? Kind of it, actually. What's the team people are running for Ito? I'm actually curious. Like, if I were to
Let's do this then.
be told like you gotta try a team right now, I'd probably fuck you. I'd probably do double hydro with Yelan, but it feels weird.
That was quick. That was quick.
Like, obviously Shalona and Farina is a given, right? Like, the question is the last slot. Who are you? I'm in the middle of something. What are you doing? Yelan with Ito feels like a waste. Yeah, that's why I'm kind of hoping to go for something else, but there's not much of a choice, so. Bennett works fine. Yeah, I guess Bennett works, but like, I don't know, man. I'm not convinced. Albedo slash Shiori? No, that's not gonna work. That makes Shilonen not work. Like, at that point, what are you doing? Why is Shilonen on the team? Just use Goro. Anyways, did I get a DM? No.
You still have a special place in my heart.
Lodge. Thank you for the year. Anyone willing to lend me their accounts? Send me a DM on Discord. I have gotten one. Yup. Alright. Hmm. All right. I think we're gonna be in. Huge. Move camera here. Please add KSI new song to your playlist. No, thank you. I'm good. Okay, so we have XILONEN with skill crowned. Amazing. 43 crit rate on Fav. R5 Fav. More than one R5 Fav, that's... Oh my... Okay. We have Red Horn. So I want to do this. The other side, I'll do... What's the team that can clear the first half the fastest? Let's see what cons we have on characters. C1 Nividet. Or C1 Risley. Gonna fuck with our testing a little bit. C4 Kazuha. Oh, C2 Xianyun. Is that Sig as well? No. Okay, but still. Ooh, that's a little questionable, though. Never mind. It's just because, yeah, I see. With C2 Xianyun. Oh, wait, no, we don't have Farina. Let's just do. Oh, but we still don't have Farina. Let's just do this, then. But I just yoinked Arlecchino's weapon, so I'll have to fix that. Two-piece, two-piece. That's a little questionable. That's fine. I don't want to talk about it. It's been a while since I played on higher ping. Oh well. So we start at exactly 9. Did I just...
Your coming was foretold.
I don't want to talk about
eternal oasis.
I don't want to talk about it. Shut the fuck up.
The eternal oasis at long last.
Is this more energy gen than Goro? Yeah. Fuck. I'm unhappy with that. I'm too used to playing Candace instead of Singto here, so I keep fucking up. Also, the damage is kind of ass. This build is not it. But that's okay. Ah, my E! My energy! Also, yeah. Wait, this Yelena is on sack, not Fav? Oh my god, I did not notice that. I will say the Ito team feels pretty nice. It does feel pretty nice. I like it. Despite ping and build issues that we currently have. It does feel kind of nice. Feels a lot nicer than the Noel team. That's for sure. Is Raiden on the right build? My goat. My goat. I just realized I hit the wrong one, but that's fine. Alright. Hopefully that's enough for this side. But I gave up on the first chamber when I decided to play a team without a way to break the cryo shield. I wanted to do it on the for the second chamber. Second and third. Okay, so
You're coming foretold. Bloom as the flowers in Gurama. The eternal oasis at long last.
well, close enough. Like I said, doesn't really matter on the first chamber. I just wanted to get through the first chamber so I can test on the second one. That does feel like I do quite like that. Is anything important gonna change with the leaked 5.2 base reaction damage buffs. I doubt it. I doubt there's going to be any major changes. Why don't they buff Hyperloom as well? I know, right? Like, what the fuck is that all about? Okay, please don't be cringe. Come on. Please just fucking... Okay, thank you. That was bad, but whatever. Whatever, I'll just do this first. No. Oh, good enough. That was kind of awful, but it's mostly because I started without burst, and I had to deal with cringe ping delay on particle generation that made starting without burst feel even worse. Anyways. Really? Come on. Very nice. Okay, yeah, this abyss is really asked for testing stuff like that, but it'll be what it is, I guess. Maybe we just test against Bishop or Risley. Do we have any? Yeah, we do. What change for Ridley that you're testing him? I want to test the CHILONEN teams with him. So, Risley, Bennett, XILONEN. What should the last slot be? Lei or Toma? Now let's do this. Probably want to use Fav though. He's on Sig. For now, let's... Oh, never mind, it's not leveled. Okay, we're gonna have to use Sig, aren't we? I guess we can just use Scoured Atlas. Fuck, that's not it. Let's use Lost Prayers. We need crit. We're at 100 crit basically now, so that's fine. Having to swap there is a little annoying, but... This is the sort of team where C1 makes a pretty big difference. Fuck me. That's kind of why I wanted to use Thoma. Yeah. What makes you think I'm gonna fucking do that shit? I can't. But I don't know. I'm not that big of a fan, honestly. It works, but... Like, would you really rather use this over Farina? Probably not. I really doubt it. Did I kill it? I think I did by accident, but it doesn't matter. Yeah. I think I just prefer using Farina over XILONEN in the slot. Farina gives a better buff, but does the Shred not do enough for XILONEN to be a side grade? The thing is, Farina does damage herself. Like, that's a pretty big fucking difference. I do think if you're at C1 like this, the teams are very similar to one another. But if you're not at C1, not having the big nukes on this I don't know. Plus, considering the fact that this team doesn't have any freeze up time, whereas the Reina team has a little bit of freeze, which is nice. Yeah, XILONEN is still works in this team if you want to use Farina on the other side. I think that's completely reasonable, but Farina is just nicer. I don't think there's going to be a Risley team where that's not the case. How about Risley, Farina, Bennett, Changling, and drop the melt? I mean, that's... We just talked about it. XILONEN... Okay. Oh, you mean... I see. This team, but with Farina instead of Changling. You're still gonna struggle to get a cryo crystallize without it being cringe. It's gonna work, but it's not gonna be like that nice. I will say though, I have been pleasantly surprised by how well the Ito team feels. I don't want to test on this. I want to test on something that doesn't have GeoRes. What can I test it on? That isn't going to be cringe. Maybe this? Simon? Simon is too far from the waypoint. It's cringe. Madeline Forest King. Yeah, maybe that's what I should do. Eh, whatever. Can you show your Ito? This is not my account, by the way. But we can show the Ito build afterwards, sure. This is better than the Goro variant? I feel like it is. The one rotation brings it to, what, like 15% HP left-ish? Usually you'd do something like this as the, like, default team. No Chiori, it is what it is. Can you still charge that trigger you on ult? And nope. We didn't crit on the fucking whatever. So, looks worse enough to be noticeable. Definitely think so. I do like it a lot better. It's more fun and it's more chill, and I like it better. But performance-wise, it's not that different, honestly. So I don't actually have that much to say. It is nice that you don't need C6 Goro for it. And I guess it's also worth mentioning that this is with Redhorn. If you didn't have Redhorn, this team would pull a little further ahead because it has more off-field damage. How about Noel? The biggest upside of Noel in this core is that you have healing for Farina, but XILONEN provides healing for Farina, so it's not necessary anymore. I think that's gonna do it. So we can record the intro and outro for the XILONEN video now. Didn't try Navia? Fuck, I forbore. You're right. I don't need to try Navia though, because I know it's gonna be better. I like it. It's not like there's anything I need to try. You know? It's gonna be really good for Navia. It's not necessarily better. No, it is gonna be better. It's gonna be better, but you're not gonna have defensive utility, so... Like, offensively, it's gonna be better, but defensively, it's gonna be worse. Overall, it's gonna perform slightly better, but not enough to justify, like, needing to pull for her. You see Jamie's video? We can take a look at it.
Say hello to my little friend!
Hey guys, so I pulled XILONEN today and I've spent about 7 hours, I think, doing a bunch of testing on stream today, and I'm going to be starting a new mini series on this channel where each video I cover a different XILONEN team and compare her with previous options. Sometimes she'll be a good upgrade and sometimes I'll notice some downsides where she may not be, and today we're starting off with Navia. So if you want the TLDR, XILONEN is good and fun, but after all my testings comparing the different teammates, these are the results.
Okay, yeah, I mean, yeah, it's not as good as fucking C1 Chiori. Sure, fair. Fair.
In terms of clear times, later on in the video I'll put the gameplay and the build so you can see that, but still it's only day one. Don't take these speedrun results too seriously. Now before you freak out on whether this is good or not, it just depends on your expectations really. I think these XILONEN clear times are actually quite good, since as we'll discuss in a bit, she has her own issues like AoE and shard generation, but all these geo supports are all good options and they're all good teams for Navia, don't get it wrong. But if you expected XILONEN to be this massive upgrade, then yeah, in that case you might be disappointed with these clear times. But that's why I did say in my previous video the most important thing was to manage your expectations. So let's start off with the pros for XILONEN Navia. Are XILONEN's buffs strong? Absolutely. The numbers you get with XILONEN are a lot higher than you'll get with any other geo support. I believe at some point I was even hitting over 500k Navia skills, which is quite ridiculous. I think this is most beneficial in single target, like against the boss. Being able to push Navia's damage like this is...
Yeah, I don't think we need to watch the whole thing. Just the summary of his thoughts at the start is good enough. And then I guess there's going to be some more overall thoughts at the end.
Yeah, the thing that calcs don't factor in, especially if you're adding a buffer, the calcs don't factor in. Like 90% of the time, you're clearing content with Navia's skill. And clearing content with Navia's skill means a lot of the time you might be overkilling.
Yeah, exactly. That's a good point. And there's like two aspects to that, right? On one hand, it means that if you are overkilling, your clear times will not necessarily reflect your DPS 1-to-1, right? You can clear faster in a team that has lower DPS just because of breakpoints. If you have a team... If the enemy has 1,000,000 HP, and you are given two options, either Navia's kill does 490k damage, but nothing else on your team deals any damage, or it does 400k damage, but you have something like Xiangling. Well, you would need 3 skills if Navia's skill was the only thing that was doing damage. Even if you'd end up overkilling them by almost 500k damage. And it would make your rotation longer because of that. And therefore, your clear time would be slower because of that, even if the DPS were to be higher. So, there's that, which means that in practice, it's very possible that even in teams where XILONEN is a big increase, it won't necessarily factor into clear times as a big upgrade. But there's also the other side of that, which is that your clear times will not necessarily reflect your DPS increase. A lot of the time when it comes to min-maxed speedrunning stuff, it's really difficult to upgrade your clear times once they're already good enough. But most people don't play at that level. They neither have the investment on their characters or the skill to do speedrunning level stuff. And for those people, a DPS increase of the same amount will be reflected more naturally or more clearly in their clear time difference. It's important to look at both sides, I think.
Which means like 10% more damage or 10% less damage might not actually make a difference because you're still killing in the same shot. I could like increase this talent level by 1. Like I can get like level 11 talent, but the chances of that actually improving like your clear time is quite unlikely. Like I said, you either have to clear with your normal attacks, or you have to clear one skill shot earlier. And the difference between like one skill shot earlier and the same, I mean, that's like a massive difference. That's like you're doing like 300k, 400k, and then all the normal attacks and all the burst damage. So trying to clear one skill shot earlier is very unrealistic. You might be able to clear with the normal attacks and like all that stuff, but you're still like, you're saving like 1 second if you're clearing on the normal attacks rather than this skill. And even to do that, you have to not be missing that 300k, 400k, 500k damage from the skill. So yeah, that's it for XILONEN Navia teams. Like I said, overall, I think they're good teams. I think XILONEN is a good support. Is she a massive upgrade? I don't think so. Is she potentially a small upgrade? Maybe, yeah, it's hard to say. Next video, I'm planning to look at
I think that's a completely reasonable conclusion when it comes to XILONEN on Navia teams. She is generally gonna be a minor upgrade offensively, but not so big of an upgrade that it's necessary to use her for Navia teams. Okay-ish business. If enemies keep getting more res will be more important. That's true. That's true. Oh, you need Navia footage? It's the first impressions video. It's not that big of a deal. Speaking of which, let's start recording. So, chat, say hi to YouTube. Hello, beautiful people, and welcome. Hi. To the XILONEN first impressions video. I am recording this on the 3rd day, 2nd and a half, whatever day of the patch, because my sleep schedule has been a little scuffed in the past few days, and I've been too tired to properly give a YouTube performance. so I delayed it a little bit. I apologize for this video coming out a bit later than it should. But I'd rather push it back a little bit and maintain quality rather than trying to rush out something that I'm not proud of. So, XILONEN has now been out for 2.5, 3 days, and she's pretty pog. She's performing very much as expected. My XILONEN is still not fully maxed out. Listen, okay, my bad, caught. I don't play the game, caught. I'll get her properly built in time, but so keep that in mind when it comes to the footage you're gonna see. My XILONEN is level 80, talent level 8, so she doesn't have the full res shred. For the first few teams I tested, she was level 70 with talent level 6. So just keep that in the back of your mind when you're looking at performance and numbers. But yeah, we tested her in a bunch of teams, and yeah, unsurprisingly, she's pretty good. She's definitely, like I covered in the pre-release, a character that you can kind of put on a lot of different teams. I haven't tested her in every single team you can use her in because, honestly, there's just too many. But I've covered most of the archetypes. And yeah, so as usual, you're gonna see some testing from, or you're gonna see some footage from that testing, and I'll give you my final thoughts at the end of the video. Enjoy. All right, and now we can do the outro. So, as you may have noticed, I haven't done any Navia testing yet. Navia... XILONEN is a unit that works pretty well in Navia teams. I really don't have too much to say. I'd say that, as a general rule, you can expect XILONEN to be a good teammate for Navia. But not necessarily a major upgrade to her teams. But definitely a potential option for her teams. I think XILONEN is a unit that just... She can be used in so many teams that it's hard to give good generalized advice. I guess I can cover just very quickly like most of the archetypes where you would expect to see her. If you're using her in aggravate teams, I'd say she works, but I would generally prefer running an animal unit. But she's still completely like functions in the teams. She's still completely fine. If you're playing her in Molani teams, Molani teams have been the ones that I've enjoyed the most with XILONEN, where it feels like you take the best advantage of her upsides. I wasn't too optimistic about this specific one with Farina. Channeling is the only source of pyro application because of the issues when it comes to consistently getting vapes. But honestly, even if you don't consistently get vapes, it's still good enough that it's a fine team. Geo teams, so both Navia and Ito, I quite like XILONEN with them. I think you can make a reasonable argument that XILONEN is part of their best team for both of them now, but not by a large margin, by a pretty small margin. When it comes to Hydro, with Neuvillette, if you're playing against high resistance enemies, it's nice to have a lot of res shred. So looking at something like this feels pretty nice. One thing that is a little annoying is when you compare her to Zhongli, the fact that her res shred doesn't last for as long as Zhongli's shield, assuming it doesn't get broken, can potentially leave you in situations where you have to refresh it before the enemy's dead, which can be a bit annoying. But in most situations, you're still completely fine. Other than that, I quite liked just a double Geo core, or a double Geo flex with Zhongli. Although I guess there aren't too many units. Where the hell is XILONEN? There's not too many combinations you're gonna have as the last two slots here, but Arlecchino Bennett has felt pretty good. Lenny Bennett, I assume, would also feel pretty good. Neuvillette Farina here, a little annoying because you lose out on one stack for Neuvillette, but it's honestly not even that bad. You're not really going to want to run double Electro. I haven't tried double Cryo. I don't expect it to be that nice. Yeah, you can also do just Molani Shangling here. That works as well. Good ol' Hu Tao Sing To. That works as well, yeah. Other than that, something like this also works pretty well. Really, if I just list every single team where XILONEN works, I feel like we're going to be here a while, so I think I'm going to stop here. Overall, so far, she very much lives up to my expectations. No unforeseen shortcomings. I will say, I'm kind of surprised at how quickly you can cast your E out of your burst. I think especially if you're running Farina, which means that you kind of really want to get at least one healing tick on XILONEN, do an all swap into her, and then E and then double auto, and then swap out. This is a lot faster than I expected it to be. And overall, it feels pretty nice. It has happened a few times that I press E, do N1, try the N2, and then accidentally swap out too soon and just don't get the res shred at all, and then I feel like an idiot. So don't do that. That's not a good idea. You shouldn't do that. Don't be an idiot like me. But yeah, that's pretty much it. If you want to know more specific details on like each team, you can subscribe. Make sure you watch the upcoming post-release analysis, and that is going to be it for the first impressions. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, YouTube. Okay! Chat. You know what time it is? Alright. Time to yap. I have taken a quick look at her kit. Usually the first look is on stream, but I felt way too tired yesterday to do that, so I ended up looking at it a little bit this morning when I woke up. This character is... I don't understand what the fuck is going on. Why there's so many words. It doesn't need this many words. I think that conceptually she's really cool. Which is not a good sign. If you've been here for a while, you know when I think a character is conceptually really cool, that's not a good sign. Like, characters that I've found conceptually really cool have been... I think XILONEN's, like, ability to, like, work differently with 3DO or not is really cool. And 3DO XILONEN is fucking awful. I think Sethos is really cool. I think Freminet is really cool. Dea. So, yeah, usually it's like not the greatest sign. Knight survived. The thing about Knight is that it's not that his kit is interesting, it's just that it looks fun. And it is fun. He's not interesting, he's just entertaining. It's different. You did like him, so it gives me hope. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Anyways. We don't need to read the fucking normal attacks because her normal attacks are worthless. Elemental skill, Spirit Rain's Shadow Hunt. CHASCA and the will residing in her weapon resonates, dealing Night Soul aligned AoE animo damage. 100%, so nothing, basically. After using this skill, CHASCA gains 80 Night Soul points and enters a Night Soul Blessing state. Night Soul Blessing, CHASCA, continuously consumes Night Soul points. When Night Soul points are fully depleted or the skill is used again, CHASCA's Night Soul Blessing state will end. Her Night Soul Blessing has the following traits. Mounts, Soul Sniper Ritual Staff, increasing CHASCA's movement speed and interruption resistance. In this state, CHASCA will continually consume Night Soul points or Phlogiston and stay airborne. When springing, I assume this is supposed to be sprinting. When sprinting or increasing height, extra Night Soul points or Phlogiston will be consumed. When using normal or charge attacks, tap or hold to switch between using multi-target fire in different ways. So this is a lot of words to say. When you're in your Night Soul state, you fly like Wanderer. Multi-target fire. So this is her actual damage. You can either tap it or hold it. If you tap it, you deal Night Soul aligned animo damage to opponents in front. This, I believe, is the multi-aim press damage, so 61.2%. This damage is considered normal attack damage. This is dog shit. It's awful, you should never use it. Hold. Enter aiming mode, loading bullets into the cylinder's chambers, and choosing a certain number of opponents within a certain range, before firing up to 6 Shadow Hunt shells at the selected opponents, based on the amount of time the attack was charged. After holding for a certain amount of time, CHASCA will finish loading the magazine and directly fire X Shadow Hunt shells at the selected opponent. So, in other words, when you hold your attack, you start loading up bullets, and the longer you hold it, the more bullets you load up. So it's kind of like Navia, but instead of charging them up with Crystallize, you charge them up by holding it for a longer duration. In other words, Aj, Rib Bozo. Oh, we can wait for the Aj to be over. Wanderer's Troop will never die. You should not use Wanderer's Troop on her. So those count as charge attacks? Yes, this damage is considered charge attack damage. We're back? Okay, we're back. So, as I was trying to say, in other words, it works like Navia, hold E, but instead of loading your bullets by triggering Crystallize, you load your bullets by holding your E for longer. So she doesn't really have a tap E that you should ever consider. When it comes to the damage your bullets are doing, they're Shadow Hunt shells. So, each Shadow Hunt shell deals Night Soul aligned animo damage, which is considered charge attack damage. However, the 4th, 5th, and 6th shell will undergo elemental conversion based on the elemental types of the other characters in the party. So basic absorption for animo characters, Pyro, Hydro, Cryo, or Electro. So for each one of them, one Shadow Hunt shell will be converted into a Shining Shadow Hunt shell of the corresponding elemental type, dealing Night Soul aligned damage corresponding to that elemental type. And as you can see, the Shining Shadowhunt Shell is more than 3 times the damage of the default Shadowhunt Shell. In other words, you really, really want to load them. You really, really do not want to shoot the Animo ones. The Animo ones are dog shit. They're bad. This damage is considered charge attack damage. The last Shadowhunt Shell loaded into the cylinder is fired first. And before we take a look at the burst, we have to look at the Ascension passive. So, when the elemental skill... When your multi-target fire is used, if the party has 1, 2, or 3 types of elements that can be swirled, there is a 33, 67, 100% chance to trigger Spirit Binding conversion, causing the third Shadowhunt Shell loaded to be converted into a Shining Shadowhunt Shell. So basically, right? If your party is like Bennett, XILONEN, Farina, you will have 2 bullets infused always, and then another one at 66% or 67% chance to get infused. So an average of 2.67. If you're doing Bennett, Shangling, Farina, you now have 3 bullets by default, and then another 67% chance, so 3.67. And if you're doing Bennett, Fischl, Farina, now you have 3 different elements, so it becomes 4. Because the fourth one becomes guaranteed instead of 67%. These are pretty much the only situations you're going to find yourself into. Obviously, you can have different combinations, but it's pretty much always going to be at least 2. Like, default bullets, and at least 2 out of 3 to get an additional bullet. Ascension 4. When a nearby party member triggers a Night Soul Burst, CHASCA will fire a Burning Shadowhunt shot at a nearby opponent, dealing Night Soul aligned Animo damage equals to 150% of the Shadowhunt Shell damage from her skill. If the party has Pyro, Hydro, Cryo, or Electro, the Burning Shadowhunt Shell will instead be basically a Burning Shining Shadowhunt Shell. So it's pretty much always going to be a Burning Shining Shadowhunt Shell. Basically, another way to look at it okay. Okay. You're guaranteed to swirl every... What the fuck are you yapping about? Anyways, I'm not entirely sure how this works, but I think it's just basically once per rotation, you get an additional Shining Shell that deals 1.5 times damage. I guess twice per rotation with XILONEN, because she has her passive that lets you double proc. I'm not 100% sure how this works. I'll need to look at some more footage. Skill. CHASCA concentrates her will, firing a single Gale Splitter Soul Reaper shell that deals Night Soul aligned AoE animo damage. Afterwards, it splits into 6 Soul Reaper shells, which attack nearby opponents. Each of those shells, for each effect character in the party, 2 Soul Reaper shells will undergo elemental conversion. So you have 6, which means if you have 3 swirlable elements in the party, all of them will be converted, and they become Radiant Soul Reaper shell instead. So, you're going to have the activation damage. You're going to have... Well, first, let's take a look at Bennett Farina Shengling, because it's like the most... Or I guess Bennett Farina Official is the easiest to look at. So, Pyro Bullet, Electro Bullet, Hydro Bullet, and the last one is going to be 1/3 for each. Animal Bullet, and then Electro Burst, I guess Pyro Burst, Burst, Cast, Pyro Burst, Hydro or Electro Burst, Hydro Burst. So activation is 102. Pyro Bullet, 326.1. Electro Bullet is also going to be the same. Hydro Bullet is going to be the same. Animal Bullet is 103.4. Burst Cast, 149.6. 351.6. Get 1. Then here on average you get 4/3. So you get 4 charge attacks, I think. I think you can get 4. It's either 3 or 4, but I think it's 4. Same for these. And this is 2 on each, so it's 8. And Burst Cast is 1, and then each of these is 2. So the total motion value is pretty high. So yeah, there's also the Night Soul Burst passive. So I guess you'd have plus 1.5, so plus 0.5 of each on average. And you'll have a few reactions. As a general rule, the power bullet is gonna vape. And you'll get a few overloads. Will it? Yeah. So they fire in a random order, and you have Farina and Fischl going in the background. What happens if you apply Hydro onto an enemy that's getting attacked by Farina and Fischl? Nothing, because Farina's already applying Hydro. What happens if you apply Electro? Nothing. What happens if you apply Pyro? You vape and you overload. So you're not really getting any other reaction than the Pyro bullet vaping and overloading. You'll get some electro charges as well. But your Pyro bullet is relatively consistently gonna overload. Or sorry, gonna vape and overload. The question is the Pyro bullet consistently gonna be on the same slot based on team order? Or is it going to be random? I'm not entirely sure about that. Even if it is random, it's still 2 out of 3 to vape. Because it's going to be 4th, 5th, and 6th bullet that get loaded. And from what I understand, the ICD is 2-hit ICD. So it'll proc if it's either on the 6th or the 4th. It just won't proc if it's on the 5th. So it would still be 2 out of 3, which is not that bad. But yeah. Are we running VV? The thing about VV is you might not get... First, you're not swirling Pyro. That's just not happening. I don't even think there's a setup that can make you swirl Pyro. Unless you just don't use Fischl in a team like this. So you wouldn't VV any of your Pyro damage, and obviously you're not VVing any of the Animo damage. But even if you did, let's take a look at her stat line. Alright, so she'll have 347 base attack. What's that? Is that a new event weapon that's coming? Well, that's definitely a CHASCA weapon, but... Is it actually? Does it count as aiming mode? Gotcha weapon? Okay, never mind. What would you want to use for her, even? I guess I'm a Yumi. That's fine. For now, we'll just take a look at this. Why is Fly winning against HLE? What the fuck are you yapping about? That can't be real. That's fake for sure. Okay. So this is VV. And then adjusted E attack, Animo, and other. So, assuming similar artifact stats, this is VV, this is Obsidian. That's assuming you actually swirl every swirlable element. I'm sure you can understand why VV's not really the play. Right? Cinder City. This is Obsidian. I guess you could use Cinder City if you really want to, but like... What's Cinder City? It's a support Notland set. That's kind of good. On a team with Farina and Fischl as off-field damage, that's not bad. I guess I should split these, though. Pyro, Electro, Hydro. Pyro 1 would be plus 15%. An effective attack. Pyro. Electro. Hydro. And then Uh... What else is there? There was something else, but I forgot. Oh yeah, right. I wanted to take a look at what happens if you change goblets. So... What the fuck did I do wrong? Oh, I see. There we go. But yeah, so Pyro Goblet would be worse, and same for any other goblet, actually. So attack goblet is just the GOAT. And this is with Bennett and Hamayumi. So yeah, that's definitely, yeah. Imsan's worth? No, not really. I don't want to add another fucking step to this calc, though. I really don't. Would you calc her with Natlan Craftable? I guess I can, yeah. What's an Natlan Craftable again? Song of Stillness? Yeah. That's Fontaine? Shit. Well, I guess I might as well calc Fontaine Craftable. No? But thank you. Natlan Craftable is, what, Chainbreaker? Is it this one? I think so, right? Yeah. Oh, fuck. I don't want to calc this. I hate this, chat. This is all your fault. No. I hate you, Chad, by the way. Like, this is all your fault. So on average, how much is vaped? So 2 out of 3. No. On each hit, it's 2 out of 3. So it's 4 times 2 out of 3 times dude, I've .1. I can't be bothered, man. I give up. We're gonna approximate. I give it. I don't give a shit, man. I'm not doing fucking probability calcs on this shit. Whatever. About half of it is getting vaped. Sure, good enough. Well, how much is it actually supposed to be? It's... Two out of 3 times 4. Plus 0.5. And this is just 2 out of 3 times 4. I'm an idiot. It's not that hard. What am I doing? What about this? I'm an idiot. That's the part that's vaped. And then I'm not entirely sure what's getting vaped here. I guess we can assume that on average each one apps. I don't fucking know. So half plus this. And then this times this plus this. Taranak. Alright. The damage is a little bit lower than it actually was because I... Wait, fly 1 with Nunu? Let's fucking Joe. What does 5.83 mean here? This is the average amount of pyro bullets. Because there's some RNG in her kit. Okay. Anyways, now we have a fucking calc that will take EM into account. So let's take a look at the fucking Natlin craftable. Dies of cringe. Remember to save the calc? I never will. You can't make me. Wait, this is dog shit. Oh no, never mind. I didn't see the ore. Okay. So plus, what, 9.6 times 3? And then EM 48. Yeah, it's not good. Don't do that to yourself, chat. What am I gonna use on her if I get her? Do I even want to get her? Maybe. Oh, that just would be shit? I mean, I don't think this is shit. Oh, do you mean the weapon? Yeah, the weapon's kind of shit. Harp or Cinder? I mean, okay. Jesus. Just looking at Harp versus Cinder City. Her personal damage, decent amount lower. But 6k personal damage for 40% DPS on Farina and Fischl seems like a reasonable trade. But you're not gonna get it on Fischl because you'd need to snapshot it, and that's not gonna work. Yeah, I guess there's also the VV option. I don't know about VV though. I mean, like VV's gonna work. It's just, I guess VV's fine. I'm overly. I guess I'm probably too focused on her personal damage. I know there were some support CHASCA for Hutao team copers. That made me laugh. That's not real, by the way. Don't do that to yourself. Wait, this is not in my playlist. Why is it playing? I mean, it's a good song. But I don't know why my playlist isn't playing anymore. I guess it wasn't on repeat, and we got to the end. Oh, weird. Was it Jamie was looking at my regret tier list? Let's look at what he's saying to shit talk me right now.
Where I think Leaks got the advantage.
Heard you were
Which is why they shouldn't have done
shit.
that. Because they made themselves look so bad compared to the leakers. They lied to us. They lied to us. And we fell for the bait. But I don't regret it though. I don't regret it because I like Churi. Oh shit. Wait, I thought Zajef is streaming.
Yeah, I am.
How's he subscribing and streaming at the same time? Talking shit?
Lol
No.
W.
We just started watching your video. Yeah. The regret character tier list.
God, focus on dodging the attacks and stuff like that.
Can't believe you regret
He's
child.
Still, like, valuable, and I would not want to refund him if I was given the option. I'd refund a C1.
This is cool. I mean, you, people said that you were doing some leak content right now.
I can pause leakers.
I don't know if you're busy doing
the
that.
app
or
if
not.
you want.
You can put okay. Okay. I mean, I guess we can watch the Zajef regret character tier list in our own time then.
Wait, you
Do
wait.
you want to call me then? Oh yeah. Thanks for the resubscription, by the way. 9 months. Hello there.
What's up, Jamie? How do you do?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Wait 1 second. Can people in chat? Can you tell me if the volume's okay?
Same here. How? Yapping, XILONEN, yap. Yes, agreed.
Volume okay. Okay, first try. First try. I think something
Huge.
brick. Like okay, but before we get into it, did this happen to you as well? Like with the Genshin update, did it like reset your settings and kind of like
Not for
make
me.
a setting?
No.
Okay. Because I got like I usually play in windowed, and then the update like automatically loads it in full screen, and then all like the volumes are loud. And also, I don't know if you use like Shadowplay G-Force
Not really.
to record
no.
videos. Okay, yeah. For me, that also busted up. So like yesterday, it wouldn't let me record. I don't know. It was all over the place.
Rip Bozo.
So Jeff is 70% new volume, but it's not awful. Oh fuck. Can I? What about now? I just want to make sure before I start talking. Is it okay now? Because Jeff like say something random?
Yeah, Letty, what do I say though? Oh, oh wait. That's not what I want. Sorry. I didn't want to just cough for the mic check, but I guess I did. Do you want to like do what the average YouTube viewer does and just skip to the end of the tier list so we can yap
Okay, I'm
about
gonna be honest.
disagreements?
I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah?
I did that. I did that.
Yeah,
already.
that's fine. That it's the average YouTube experience.
and then I was like, oh shit! I actually want to hear what you have to say. It's like it's unavoidable. That is the how you watch tier lists. on
It
YouTube.
is. It is. Aware.
It's bad, but it is. But at least I acknowledge that, and then I go and watch it from
Yeah.
the start.
What jumps out at you in this? Like, what are you surprised by?
Okay, so what I said, it's not a bad thing, but I did try and like see if I could gauge a trend from this, and so I obviously everyone focused on the negatives rather than the positives. That's how YouTube is. So I looked at like the would refund and like that and below, and the trend I saw. You have to correct me if I'm wrong, but it's kind of like the annoying characters or like the harder to play like scuffed characters. Like I mean like Hu Tao, Child, Sino, Linny, Yoimiya, Clorand if you're playing her without a shield. And then that plus like Ayato who kind of is just like a casual character without like much damage. That was like so those are like the two like if I had to be like a detective, those were like the two types of characters I thought.
I can notice that trend, but it's not for those reasons.
It wasn't for those reasons? Okay.
No. The main reason why Child Child is there. I mean, I know you were like past the Child portion, so maybe you already heard it. I don't know if it got cut.
Yeah.
Like this isn't
Yeah,
my
I
channel.
did.
It's just a clip channel. But
Yeah, I mean this channel's doing very
yeah.
well though. That's
Good for them. But yeah, Child is there not because I don't think I got like the value out of my primos, just because like the wood refund category as a whole is characters that I don't actually regret getting them, but I don't play them anymore. Like if I could now, if I was given now the option to refund their primos after having played them however much I have, I would. And the reason why Child is there is because I've just played too much international and I'm tired of it.
Hey, that was what we were wondering. We was wondering like does refund it either means like time travel, it means like would you not get it knowing what
Yeah,
you know
no.
now?
The only characters that
means...
I would time travel for are the ones in Omega Regret.
Okay. So the other one is like would you like just trade it in for another character then? That's what you meant, right then?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not a time traveler. Okay, so that Child don't make sense. So basically, like you've got your money's, like your quote unquote money's worth from Child, and you're sort of done with it. That's fair. I could see that. I could see that. But then, what about Venti then?
Oh, I'm glad I have Venti still.
You don't feel like you've got your quote unquote money's worth from him?
I mean, yes, but I also
like...
wouldn't refund him if I was given the option.
Okay, I mean, you still kind of do something unique, I guess. And then Child is kind of just like the same one move, same one team.
Yeah, same one team. Oppa.
Yeah. The others then. Okay, what about Hu Tao? I feel like
I never liked Hu Tao. I got Hu Tao on a rerun,
yeah.
and I got her because I'm a dedicated hater. I got her because I wanted to feel more confident in saying that I would rather play Xiangling. So I got her and I triple crowned her just to shit talk her more confidently.
Yeah, so you went about that in the wrong way, but the thing is, you're not even wrong though. And I'm saying that it's like a Hu Tao main.
Xiangling my goat.
I mean that's just how it is now.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes people get upset when I say that, but I am a Hu Tao enjoyer. But I mean, come on, guys. We just got like 3 characters in a row. 3 more characters in a row. 4 if you count Emily. They all use Xiangling. It's
true.
on, guys.
Oh. Let's hope Mawika doesn't just fucking make Xiangling bad. Oh.
I mean, I've always like I made like a video.
Yeah, I watched it.
It was like a why I didn't think, or why I doubt they're gonna like power creep Bennett or Xiangling in Natlan. And I've always like my prediction is like Xiangling does too much. Like people like to be negative about her, but regardless, like she does like, say for example, she does like 10 things really well. And like at best, a character would like power creep her in like 3 of those things, or like 2 or a couple of those things.
Yeah.
Like for example, but they won't, like if we're being honest with ourselves, at least without constellations, they won't like sort of do those other things. Like for example, like a lot of people complain about like Xiangling's burst. So there is a world where there's a good chance we get like a skill-based pyro applicator. And they might even have like good pyro app. So that's 2 things. That's like the no energy issues. That's like the good pyro app.
I think.
But then if that's what you guys want, then she can't deal good damage. She can't
Yeah, like
snapshot bar.
I think
Stuff like that.
the only reason why Xiangling would like can exist in the state that she does is because she is a 1.0 unit. I think when you look at like the character roster in 1.0, pyro application as like supportive utility was pretty worthless. There was no character that could really make use of that, and because of that, they didn't have to balance her pyro application around the fact that she already had good damage and like off field.
Everything, yeah.
Yeah, but now that they've released a bunch of characters that can capitalize on good off field pyro app, a character like Xiangling is overloaded. I would argue that in 1.0, Xiangling wasn't an overloaded character because a good part of why she still sees play to this day is because of those teams where she's used for her pyro application. But those teams didn't exist in 1.0. Does that make sense to you?
You know what? You know what? I think that's like what I said, but in a different way. I think because what I said was that they have since release they have balanced like the power of newer characters around Xiangling being like scuffed with them or like being hard to play or whatever. Like they have.
Yeah.
And those teams have still ended up being like, you could say, like some of the strongest teams. So I'm saying it in a different way, but I think it's the same sort of thing, which is that because they've balanced these characters around Xiangling being scuffed, like Moew or whatever, one of the only downsides Moew has, or like Nuvolette Vape or whatever, is that Xiangling is scuffed with them. Yeah? So if you have a non-scuffed Xiangling, that kind of breaks the ceiling. You like I would say like Xiangling is like the like the Spider-Man meme of him like holding the train with the spider webs.
Yeah.
It's like the game's balance is like being Peter Parker is Bennett and Xiangling being clunky. Bennett's circle being clunky, Xiangling's burst energy being clunky, whatever. And it's like they are already in the strong teams. Like as it is, people are like people feel like they have to just deal with it.
Oh, actually, speaking of which, what do you think about XILONEN teams with Farina as the last slot?
I don't like it. I mean, I feel like ever since like I've realized like Candice kind of is the same thing. Is unless you have constellations, but I don't.
From my experience so far, it feels as though the Candice teams are a lot more consistent, but the Farina teams aren't that far behind when your vape doesn't line up properly.
Yeah.
But if you're willing to reset until you get good vapes, they're a little bit ahead.
But I feel like people don't want to admit that Farina like steals half your vapes. It's like it is a real thing.
People
it's
are
rough.
Reluctant to admit that. That is true.
And I guess she buffs the burst, fair enough. But like if you look at like the buffs for like the normal attacks, it is very similar. Like it's like you could say they're both doing maybe like 50% something buff, and then they're giving like Hydro Res stuff like that. But even with Yelan as well, it's like ever since because I didn't realize, I think I learned on day 2. I learned how good Candice Moew was on day 2, but then it's like after you learn that, and the fact that like you don't need constellations on her, you like barely need like a build on her level 1 talents. Also, it's like a funny character as well. Is me personally, I just don't really feel the need. But then I'm trying to figure out like, do you play Candice or do you play Sucrose or Kazuha? I was planning on testing that today. I'm not really sure what the
mean on
teams are supposed to be.
On the XILONEN Xiangling Milani team?
Yeah, on like the new teams. Like who is supposed to replace?
I tried XILONEN and Animo, and honestly, I did not like it at all. It felt really clunky for the setups, and it felt like the payoff was so small. Like the amount of damage that you get from a second shredder like Kazuha Sucrose versus Hydro Resonance plus damage percent bonus from Candice, it's really not that big of a difference.
What is the
Especially,
difference, by the way? I haven't calced.
Hmm?
What is like the difference? I haven't calced it. Sorry.
I couldn't tell you off the top of my head, but it's like it feels so small, and VV won't last for all of your hits either, right?
Yeah, that's expected though. But yeah.
I was
then the-
like I was getting better clears with Candace than with the animal unit.
Kinda shouldn't. Did you do like a A/B test like with Candice and Sucrose like without XILONEN?
Not since Shilonen's release, but before her
Okay.
release, yeah. I I think it's also important to remember that like we are not playing at the same level of investment. Like if I played your Molani on my account, I would fucking break my Purveyor of Punishment high score.
Is it because okay, this doesn't mean anything because as we know, CV doesn't mean anything on Muolani, but I've got like 130 CV. Obviously, that's kind of like a bait because she scales like HP and EM are basically
Yeah.
the same shit as crit with her.
I mean, you have
But I
Sig,
don't know-
right?
Yeah, I
That's
do.
a pretty big deal. I have a level 40 Ring of Yaksha or whatever it's called.
Have you tried the Widsith? Okay, I'm sure.
I
yeah,
don't
so have
wanna.
you.
Winsith makes me die of cringe. I don't.
Yeah. By the way, have you tried this new artifact loadout thing? I feel like this is artifact loadouts without saying it's artifact loadouts. This is amazing.
Yeah, I haven't looked at it too much yet. No. But...
It's genius. Basically, like you filter like all the filter like 2 sets.
It's
and
artifact loadouts,
permanently
but you still
saved.
have to equip them individually. But it
Yeah,
is what
but
it
it's
is.
like I don't know if they have like spaghetti code or whatever, but it's like they can't give us artifact loadouts, so they've tried to like get the
Yeah.
achieve the same result in a weird way. But this is like genius. Like there is no excuse now not to switch between like emblem and instructor Xiangling. It's like right here, preloaded.
But yeah, for you would probably see better results out of Shilonen Animo. Because you can probably kill in like two chomps. And if you kill in 2 chomps, you have 100% VV uptime.
Yeah.
But
So
I need
someone
3
in chat's
chomps and a burst. And it doesn't even necessarily kill.
Is that damage that much better? Oh wait, sorry. Some people in chat are asking about the off piece. Yeah, with the off piece, you have to turn it off. So, sorry, Zajef, 1 second. So
Yeah,
what
no
you have to do
worries.
is like, you turn that off, and then you have to filter the goblet. I think how they improve this is just instead of only letting you filter like a set, is you like filter a main stat as well, and then like you put that on like a damage bonus, and then if you click on the goblet, it lets you pick all of them. So that sucks a bit having to like toggle it off to pick the goblet, but you know, better than what we already had. Okay, yeah, sorry about that, Jeff. So I mean the Moorline teams were the teams I was most confident about for Shilonen like being an upgrade. But from what I've heard, like for this Abyss, it's not that significant as it could be. Just because I guess I mean you might not have seen, but you know like the creator experience server for like English speaking, they don't let them play the Abyss.
Really?
Yeah, they don't, and also
That's
JP as well.
crazy.
But on Billy they let them do it, so we've been able to see like the next Abyss, and
Yeah.
the next Abyss it looks a lot better. But it also looks worse as well. It's hard for me to say. Basically, there's I don't know if your chat knows, but there's like actually I might be able to put it up. There's basically consecrated beasts, and then there's like the pyro like in the artifact domain, those brown thingies that
Right.
hit quite
Yeah.
hard. And it's that for the first 2 chambers, and then no wait, it's that.
JV looks at leaks now. True.
It's
No.
not leaks. It's
No.
it's created experience.
I've seen the latest leaked Abyss, and it is definitely not that.
It's oh, here we go. I can pull it up. I can actually pull it up on the stream. It's official leaks.
Official
It's
leaks.
the it's the CN privilege. For some reason, they're only letting CN players play the Abyss. But yeah, this is like a very like jungly favored Abyss, at least for casuals, because no one likes consecrated beasts. But like, if you can play without shield, this looks like a more suitable XILONEN type Abyss. Yeah, so it's this guy. This is the consecrated beast, and then it goes into the double these guys. And I think these guys hit pretty hard actually, if you do get hit by them. And then after that, it's the same thing with the green consecrated beast. I feel like they're intentionally not wanting us to play Kazuha as well, because nothing here can be grouped.
Yeah.
And then it's this guy. I've never got hit by an overworld, but from what I've been told, he has the Toma attack, and that can hit pretty hard as well. And then it's like these two guys again, Chamber 3, and then it goes into like a Vituri guy. I think this guy hits pretty. I think this is like a local legend. But yeah, my point is, it's kind of confusing.
Classic CN players and booking. True.
It's a skill.
True. Why not book?
Yeah, if you know how to book, you know how to book. I always say it's like hard swapping in like Dark Souls. You won't know the reference, but maybe someone you chat with. It's like people think it's cringe. It is kind of cringe, but like if you know how to do it, it's like it feels weird not using it. Like it's like an instinct now. If I'm out of energy, like am I really gonna stand there, just normal attacking on Bennett, or would I like book? Might be controversial, but yeah, that's just my opinion. But yeah, what I was saying is, this feels like an Abyss where I feel like there's a good chance that Nuvilet players go back to playing Zhongli or Baiju rather than playing
Maybe?
XILONEN.
Is that a dull blade?
Yeah, he's just showcasing the Abyss.
That's a dull blade on cut. That's funny. I respect it.
People in my chat said that you were watching my XILONEN video. Like, I don't know what you thought
Yeah,
of it.
I watched the like intro thoughts and the outro thoughts. I didn't watch every single run for the XILONEN Navia video. Yeah.
Oh yeah, sure. What did you think of it? Do you think I'm being too harsh?
No, I don't. I thought it was pretty reasonable. I agree with the overall sentiment that she's like a minor upgrade.
Yeah, because like the only thing I mean the thing is I don't know if you saw my other video, but they got a lot of hate. But the thing is I think like people aren't really listening to what I'm saying. Like I said that she was overrated.
That is often
but
what happens. Yeah. That's a
I still
YouTube
said
moment.
I said she was strong. Like you could find a character strong, and also find them overrated. Like I actually never said she was bad, but like if you say characters overrated, you know, the internet thinks you say they're bad. It is what it is. But yeah, I had concerns about how it's like with a bunch of teams, but like with Navia in specific, about why I wasn't like people were hyping her up saying that she was gonna be like a massive upgrade. I think like 20% was like thrown around, stuff like that. But I always thought I was like, you know what? Let's wait until she comes out because I don't know how it should work with like stuff like the shard stuff.
I think one of the biggest things is like this Abyss doesn't really have the sort of breakpoints where DPS differences make that much of a difference. Like, I think the sort of chamber where you'll notice a team that's like 10% better, like you talked about in your video, is current Abyss 12-1 second half. where the enemies are
Maybe.
tanky enough. Or it's the one with 3 waves. Where the enemies are tanky enough that they're not trivial. But they're
Okay, yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
yeah. Like that's the sort of chamber where you'll notice it. But like against Kenki, against PMA, against the fucking big guy, against well, the chamber one with double Fatui, like minor DPS differences of like 10% aren't really going to be that noticeable in clear times.
Did you also because I also mentioned on top of that, I also mentioned like with Navi in particular, because
yeah, with the
you
overkill
usually,
issue.
like, yeah, you usually kill things with her skill, so it's like that sort of takes that to another level, at least from my experience. Because you're either killing like if anyone who didn't watch that part of the video, my point was that with Navi it's a bit more extreme because if you don't kill, I mean, to get an improvement or to feel like you're clearing faster, if you usually kill with like her skill, you'd have to kill before that skill. Like either like the skill before. And to clear it with the skill before, yeah, that whole like skill damage, like 300k, 400k, and plus everything, like all the normal attacks and sub DPS, it's probably like 500k total. I guess something like that as an example. That has to mean nothing to you, that 500k. It can't be like 5-10% swings here and there. It's that whole block of damage has to mean nothing to you. Which is why, like you're saying, like those, you might have a bigger number, but you're still like overkilling, or like you're still needing that extra shot, even if you have a bit of extra damage. So
Guards.
that's why I, some people might not see that point, but I think that's a very reasonable point.
Yeah, the one point of like potential disagreement I had was, it's not even necessarily a disagreement, but you like you always focus on the like very min-maxed side of things.
Yeah.
Where you are clearing in like 1 or 2 rotations. For people that have like lower investment on their stuff, and that are clearing in like 3, 4, or 5 rotations, those like 10% DPS differences are gonna start being a lot more noticeable.
But I would say, like, isn't that like, but the alternative is like the sub DPS who like ticks their damage.
Yeah.
And don't you usually like Fischl for that reason, right? Because you have like the sub DPS rather than like hyper buffing. So that also can benefit like the more casual players as well. Like the
Yeah, but I mean,
the
the main thing is like, it's a lot easier to kill 1 skill sooner if it's 10 skills instead of 11 versus 3 skills instead of 4.
Yeah, that could happen, but I still think that like the not generating enough shards. I still think that can also impact a casual player more than like someone who plans out their setups and everything.
Yeah, that's
like,
fair.
It's almost like, when you play like Raiden Hyper and you have no energy, like you end a chamber early and then
when you end a chamber against
the
the fucking elemental shield where you have to use Raiden Burst and then you just die of cringe because the elemental shield doesn't let your E proc, so you don't get any energy back. Yeah. That's
okay. Or you like you kill an enemy with a burst and you don't actually get to bad
that
feet.
as well.
But yeah, so when you go into the next chamber, that team you're dealing no damage. It's like people don't factor that you can also get that with XILONEN. And I think honestly that could come up more commonly with like a casual player than it can with like a sweaty player who can min-max their planning and stuff like that. Like if you don't have Navia's burst up, you don't have Bennett's burst up, the damage sucks, man. It sucks. And then it's a big difference between that and like having like someone like Chiori ticking, because Chiori's damage doesn't require your team's burst to be online.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's like a hyper carry, right? It's like a team with DPS and a sub DPS versus a team burst reliant and hyper carry reliant.
So what you're telling me is that Overvape Ayato is better than Arlecchino with Candace because you have more different
I mean,
characters dealing damage. God,
I mean, I usually prefer like the whole hyper carry thing, but it sounds hypocritical for me to prefer the sub DPS stuff with
no, but I
Navi
get
now.
it.
But I do think there are like some things about Navi which can make the sub DPS angle more preferable. And look, to be honest, man, like I wasn't even saying it yesterday on day one. Like people, a lot of Narvia mains that kept coming into the chat and on the Discord, and they were the ones like bringing it up. They were like, "Oh shit, you know what? I'm getting some shard issues." And they were like people who were like before release, they were like telling me, "Oh, you don't know what you're talking about. There's like this crystallized ICD, Narvia burst.
Jamie,
There's no issues."
Do you want some
And then on day
honest
one,
some honest advice from someone who's been streaming for a few years now?
go on.
Don't read YouTube comments.
I replied to them.
Hmm?
You know what? I hear that. I hear that. There are obviously it's a smaller scale from me to you, but I do hear that.
Yeah. Like
There are
as a general rule, the default attitude on YouTube is probably the worst out of any platform.
by that you mean?
Like the proportion of reasonable comments versus unreasonable comments is the worst on YouTube out of any platform.
Yeah.
In
To be
my
fair, it is
opinion.
pretty anonymous. It is pretty
it's
anonymous.
worse than
and
Twitter in my experience, and that's saying something.
Yeah, I'm not on Twitter. I hear what you're saying there. Someone in my chat is saying that I like to collect receipts to prove people wrong. Kinda, yeah. I knew I was taking a gamble, and I knew there was a chance I could look like an idiot. But now it's looking likely that I did have some good points. But maybe when I'm bigger, I'll probably stop reading comments. But I still feel like
You know, the worst thing
I
is
feel like
YouTube comments get better as you get bigger. Because once you like get a dedicated viewer base, that's people that are like subscribed and that actually like watching your videos, it tends to be a larger portion of people that are actually not there to just shit on you. Whereas if you're still a newer channel relying on algorithm and like search terms rather than just subscription feed, you're gonna have a lot of people that don't know you or that are like a lot more wary of you.
Yeah, that's a good point actually. So you don't get that many like people trying to ratio you and they get loads of thumbs up in your videos anymore?
It's not that I get less, it's that they get diluted by the
I get diluted. Okay.
thousands of wow, this was a video of all time.
Okay, yeah, the memers. I need to get the meme angle. Those comments do drown out a lot. Like the Ziox, I don't think you'll ever see like a negative comment in Ziox. It's too much meme comments.
Yeah.
They take the prime real estate. That's
do.
a good point. I need to get in on that.
Yeah, were there any other video in the regret or any other characters in the regret tier list that you were surprised by?
Well, I was gonna say Mualani, because she feels like some people would say she's clunky or like very speedrun.
I do think she's clunky. I think Molani is probably the character that gets me the closest to swearing in French out of all of my characters.
Yeah, she a lot of people would say she's similar to like a Linny in like gameplay experience. So I would out of all the characters there, I would have expected Mulan to be closer to the refund.
Yeah, I mean it goes back to how I said that, like, yeah, that's true that there's a general trend of the characters the low characters generally being the ones that are clunky, but they're not low because they're clunky. It's just a part of it. Well, the reason why Milani's high is because It's kind of fun. Like it's nice. I've been waiting for an actual forward vape character, slow hitting forward vape character for years now. Like I've been fucking yapping, begging to get one since the release of Dendro. Since
You
Dendro
don't
leaks,
count
actually.
you don't count like Neuvillette or
Not really. Like he can
Milu.
be. Neuvillette can be played in forward teams, but even in forward teams, he's only vaping like a third of his motion value. A little bit more than half of his damage.
Sure.
Like, he's not a forward vape character. He's a character that has forward vape as part of his damage.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, yeah. It's not like he's not like a character where like if you look on a usage survey or if you look on an average YouTube video, they're gonna play vape.
Yeah.
It's not like his developer intention team.
Yeah, and even
whereas
in the
with
teams
VOD
where you
is-
play him vape, the vape is just an additional amount of damage. He's still not like a forward vape character in the same sense that Molani is, right?
Yeah. Is that the same with Kinich then? That he's like a burning character?
I don't think
Yeah,
so.
yeah, you have him in the top tier.
It's more like how Yoimiya in vape teams isn't really a vape character. Like, she's using vape as a way to increase her damage, but she's not a character that's designed around vape.
Oh no, sorry. I meant is the reason why you put Kinich at the top because he's like a unique reaction.
No,
That's what I
it's
meant.
because it's fun to swing around.
Okay, exploration. Okay.
It's not the exploration. It's swinging around like while shooting things.
Okay, nice.
I just think his gameplay is fun. Why do you
Okay,
think
okay.
Raiden's high?
I was literally just about to say that, and I'm gonna guess you're putting kind of unironically. Are you gonna make it ironically there for the whole hyper balloon thing?
It's not ironic, but okay. Unironically,
That's my guess.
in the last like week, I have grown to really appreciate Raiden and ChesseBurgers teams as an off-fielder. And I've been considering getting myself a full EM TOM set. You seem baffled.
I mean, okay, if you wanted to cook that bad, couldn't you at least like do that on the scroll set? Or you've got someone else on the scroll set.
I mean, you'd rather have TOM if you're choosing between the two.
What team? Are you sure? Because like in Chevrolet's overload teams, like with like Raiden or like Cloran, like her best set is scrolls instead of it used to be TOM and now it's scrolls.
Maybe it is. I don't know. I don't care, honestly. Like
It's easier
right
to
now
farm
she's
as
on
well.
flop anyways, so
It'll save you resin as well.
true.
Unless you're actually, like I said, unless you're doing it ironically and you're like, let me just farm the most cursed set to trigger people.
Hell yeah! Wait, has Cinder City beaten out TOM on optimal rational? Do you know?
No, but TOM. This is the thing. TOM is not. It's a fake news.
Okay,
It's-
I
it's
agree
always
that in
been
practice
tricky.
it's worse, but against an infinite HP enemy, just looking at DPS, it would be better.
Yeah,
But I'm wondering
honestly, I'm
if
not-
Cinder
I'm not
City
sure.
is better now. Hmm?
I'm not sure it might because I know like people started to use Golden Troop on Xingqiu in like Sims now as well. I know
That's
that happened
hilarious.
recently. So there are a lot of-
that
there are a lot
is
of
fake
things.
though. Like Golden Drip Singso is fake because it's like, especially in Rational, you need to actually get fucking proper forward vapes on his skill, which in Rational with
Yeah.
Raiden's skill going is a sim thing. It's not a practical thing.
I wouldn't be surprised if it's like 500 extra DPR or something. But it's technically
But
better.
TOM
But
Raiden
there's-
is real, okay? Like, I think in practice, most of the time, you're generally gonna prefer just being able to burst or like to nuke for a little bit higher of a number on your burst than having slightly higher DPS. But
No, I'm sorry. I mean,
But-
I can tell you where it is real. It's real with Eula. It's real with Eula. It's not real with Raiden National.
okay, but like, why would she be on your Raiden team? That's the real question.
With Eula?
Yeah.
No, I mean like in Eula teams, if you want to maximize Eula, you
Those
can
don't
run.
exist.
It is.
Those
I'm
are
sorry.
real. No,
We
but
are
okay.
Eula Leo.
I'm not kidding. I actually have liked Raiden a lot in ChesseBurgers teams. Like I got ChesseBurgers recently on the Kaniche banner, I think.
Yeah, I think you said. Did you get C0?
Yeah, I got C0. I
Okay,
used to not have
right.
her. And
Okay.
honestly, like, based on the testing I've done, I like playing Raiden more than Fischl in pretty much every ChesseBurgers team. Except, like, Bennett Chenley. I don't think it's better, but I like it more.
What about on field?
I haven't taken my Raiden off of flop in, like, 3 patches. So I don't know.
Okay. Okay. You're committing to the bit then. Okay. You should try it though.
Yeah,
I
I know it's alright, but I just don't really want to do it. It's
I feel like at this point I'm like the last bastion for Raiden is pretty good. It's a rare hill now. It's a lonely hill.
True.
I mean I remember making like I remember like TGS made like a free to play DPS tier list, some shit like that, and it was a lonely hill, dying on the fact that actually like Raiden, stuff like Raiden National, these are good teams, these are easy to play teams, they take no skill, and she's actually pretty good, and she's flexible in a bunch of different teams. But then, you know, like people like yourself, you say like the Fav, Tom, Overload.
Okay, whoa. Let's separate TOM Raiden from Fav Raiden, okay? Fav Raiden in Rational is actually the GOAT.
It's the same. You can't. They're the same thing. They're both the optimizations around like, min-maxing the overall team's DPS.
I think Fav is like
fake.
significantly better than Catch on Raiden. In Rational specifically.
I'm sorry, I can't agree with that one.
It's just so much more comfortable.
It is comfortable. It's just wrong.
I mean, listen, that's why you complain about having to get your burst back at the end of your or at the start of the new chamber. Okay, it's because you're not using Fav. That's a you problem. Okay.
No, but the good thing about Raiden National is that even though I'm saying right, you have to build her on the catch emblem and dealing good damage, she is still like the last piece of the puzzle. Like your team works very well with Xingqiu, Xiangling, Bennett. That is the meme,
True.
but it is true. It's like Raiden's the icing on the cake in that team. But I'm still saying you have to build her for damage. But she is the icing on the cake. So
yeah, but the thing is, the damage you lose from going Fav instead of catch, you easily make it back from reduce CR requirements from the fact you have Fav.
yeah, but you do, like all memes aside, you do acknowledge that that is very sim standard optimized, right? Like I know you're only like 50% memeing, right? Like you do acknowledge there's like a
For TOM, I'm 50% memeing. For Fav, I'm 100% serious.
okay.
Low refined Fav, I would agree, like, 50% memeing, sure. R5 Fav, my goat.
Fair enough. It's fine. It's fine. It is what it is.
Getting fucking 3 Fav procs for free is just insane. Like, I'm sorry.
Fav has decent base attack. Ugh, oh god, guys, stop, please, stop. Does the Jeff even have Fav Lords?
I do. I have R5 Fav.
Oh, is it the Fav sword that you don't have, or that you have like R2?
I got a new one!
Yeah, you said.
Yeah, it's saved. I should probably test EM Raiden in Linny teams, but I don't want to play Linny. I'm sure it's the Chivalrous teams where EM Raiden it like feels like the nicest. Because the other Electro options with Linny kind of feel like ass.
Yeah, I'm not. I've never been the biggest fan of Linny over. I've always said that. I feel like with Linny's one of the characters who really wants Kazuha because it's like if you have Kazuha Linny, he feels like an AOE character. If you don't have grouping with your Linny, he feels like a single target character. And it's just you're opening yourself up to like experiencing the negatives and the unfun with Linny.
Yeah.
So that's why just like the overload stuff in general. I know it like sheets high and or whatever, but it's not it.
Oh, actually, I was pleasantly surprised by Arlecchino Bennett Zhongli XILONEN. Just a chill double Geo.
There's actually, I mean, a lot of people are. I haven't managed to test it yet, but a lot of people are like hyping up, the Arlecchino Shilon and stuff. Maybe not with Zhongli, but like with Kazuha. I don't know if you looked into that already, but it seems like that's getting a lot of attention
Yeah.
at the moment.
Yeah, I've looked at it as well. I like it too. I honestly prefer with Zhongli than with Kazuha though. But I guess it's probably part of that is a result of the fact that this Abyss is not really reliant on grouping.
Yeah, I
And
mean, does it actually calc better than vape teams with Arlecchino?
Probably not. But
Oh.
Vape Arlecchino is boring.
Let's see. Okay, I know you're a busy guy. So the last question was like, the last one I was genuinely surprised about is you putting Zhongli very high.
Yeah, like I don't
And you'll get
actually. Yeah, like I talked about it like while I was doing this on stream, but like if I didn't have Zhongli on my account and I had to like do Abyss clears without Zhongli, it really wouldn't change anything. But having Zhongli is so useful when it comes to trying to showcase interaction or elemental gauge stuff, because I can just fucking focus on attacking the boss and yapping instead of having to focus on attacking the boss, yapping, and not getting hit.
Yeah, like that Geo Bishop guy.
Yeah. Like that's pretty much the main reason why I would get Zhongli again if he disappeared from my account.
Yeah, okay, I hear that. That's a very valid reason.
But I also
So,
I don't think Zhongli's a bad unit.
A content creator aside, like experience, like just gameplay, just if you as a player you don't think he's a bad.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I don't really need him. I like one of my favorite teams to play is still Susing Tomon, which is failing Sucrose Fischl Singto. No healer, squishy fucking characters, but like it's just fun to play, and I never really need to reset because I died in that team, so I don't know, like I generally don't need Zhongli, but like I'm also someone who plays Genshin multiple hours every day, so if like me not needing Zhongli doesn't mean that other people won't need him, you know?
Yeah, that's good. It makes sense.
Susing Tomon, my goat.
Yeah, I don't know about that team, but yeah, I agree. I wouldn't regret Zhongli either. And I have C2 accidentally.
I have C1 accidentally, which is
He's the only
worse.
support I have constellations of. No, that's the same thing as me. So I was telling my chat earlier, like when he first came out in like 1.1, I accidentally got C1 in like 20 pulls or whatever. And then when he reran in 1.5, I thought, you know what, fuck it. Co-op might become good eventually. Let me just get this C2. I'm right next to it. And then, yeah, never did. But yeah, I don't really. God damn it. But I don't regret it though. Yeah, so I know you're a busy guy. I think you were doing some league stuff. I don't wanna
Yeah,
keep
I
you.
mean, hey, if I don't finish the leaks today, it just means I have more content for tomorrow. So it's really not that big of a deal. If you
Nice.
have any other questions, like you can
Yeah.
go ahead.
Not leaks wise, but I did something similar yesterday, which is that I spent like 7 hours streaming yesterday,
hmm
and I only did like 4 teams. They were all Navia teams. So I was like, you know what, guys? Rather than like covering every Shilonen team in one day, like fuck it, we'll just do like a new DPS every stream, and that's like infinite content.
Hell yeah.
We were just in Abyss for like 7 hours on the same one team, same one reset. Which one am I doing today? I think we're doing more Alani today. Like what we were just talking about with Zajef, like just trying to see where Shilonen fits. Because I'm very confident. I mean, she sounds. Mualani is not to repeat myself, but Mualani does seem like the perfect scenario for Shilonen, and I don't want to be too negative. So Mualani, I'm sure Shilonen, this is the ideal team for her, but it's just Mualani is like unironically flexible. I don't know if you agree, Jeff, but it's like she doesn't, she's not supposed to have like a bunch of synergies. She feels like a scuffed character with synergies wise with the cast, but weirdly enough, she has lots of team options, even though she feels like she has scuffed teams.
I think
So
the reason why she has a lot of team options isn't because she has synergy with a lot of characters. It's because she doesn't have synergy with any characters.
okay,
So all
that's
of
a
your
good
team
point.
options are scuffed. So
yeah,
you just have to choose between the different types of scuff.
Have you ever heard of glass half empty?
Yeah, that's me. That's me for
Yeah.
sure. You're
Yeah,
a glass half full type of guy. I'm not.
yeah, I think they could look at it empty way.
Oh.
Yeah. Anyway, that's a good chat, good convo. Always
Yeah.
appreciate you hanging out.
Thanks for
Hey, by the
having
way, before you go,
What's up?
I don't know how to do this, but I feel like I was thinking about it like a few days ago, and I was looking at like what people in Star Rail are doing, stuff like. I feel like it would be cool if I could or someone could figure out how to do like a patchly, like a theory crafting podcast or something, where like everyone has like the webcams up, and whenever there's like a new character, it's just there's a bunch of people, and then they all kind of like that
The
round table thing.
return of the TC roundtable.
Yeah, I know that's been done before, but I think it is true. It is kind of missing, and it would be fun because I feel like there aren't that many collabs going on.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be down. It's just I'm a very irresponsible person, so scheduling things with me is not very productive or good. So I'm yeah.
I mean, anytime we've ever talked, it's just been like a random. It's
Yeah,
just been
it's
as
just
it
been-
as it happened. Yeah,
spontaneous yap.
but like once a patch, like, and I tried to Google it. I have no idea how you like show Discord webcams on a stream. I'm sure there's a way though. And that'd be quite cool. Just a way of like, it doesn't have to be serious. It doesn't have to be TCers arguing with each other. Because I know a lot of like people like to think that TCers hate each other's opinions and shit, but it's really not that deep.
Yeah, I don't hate TCR's opinions. I just hate Jamie's opinions specifically. It has nothing to do with him being a
Okay.
TCR. It's just
Well, at least you're being upfront.
yeah.
But you'd be interested in that, right? I think
Yeah,
that'd be quite cool.
like I'd be glad to participate.
'Cause I've seen like people do that in like Star Rail and stuff like that. It's just I have no idea how to do it. And then like I want to see like, you know, who'd be down for it, like, and how frequently you can do it. I think like once a patch it won't be that much, and it'll keep it keep it not intensive. But yeah, maybe if your chat likes it, maybe if there's like a market, well, if there's like an audience for it, it'll be quite cool.
Yeah, I
And
agree.
yeah, people, we just like shoot the shit, maybe discuss the teams we've tried, stuff like that, new patch stuff, whatever. And yeah, like I said, once a patch, there'll be stuff to talk about. It won't be like hashed out. No, it won't be, what's the word? Overplayed.
Yeah, it won't get stale
yeah.
too easily.
Yeah,
Reach.
stale. Yeah, it won't get stale. Like something like with XILONEN, like we were discussing, you know, like oh, what do you stuff like
Oh,
I don't
actually,
know.
have you
Whatever.
tried Grizzly Teams or Shilonen yet?
No, I don't have Wisely.
Mm,
I was literally talking about it before we got on this call. I was like, I feel like apart from myself, I think you're the only other content creator I know who doesn't pull for every character, and it's a well, it's not the
nowhere.
optimal play for a content creator. It's like
Yeah.
you're supposed to pull for every character so you have more videos to make, but yeah, I couldn't think of like many other creators who skip as much as I do.
Actually, how many 5-stars are you missing?
Well, the thing is, I've weirdly pulled the last 4 characters in a row, so it's kind of it's that's not common for me. If you look at my like, stream right now, I have like
Yeah.
Emily, Morani, Kinich. But before then, I skipped the whole of Sumeru apart from Nahida and Nilu. I skipped.
But
I
you
was
don't have
skipping most of.
Arlecchino?
Nah, we are Arlecchino skipper out
I
here.
did not realize that.
We pulled Chiori and Cloran. We skipped Arlecchino. It is what it is, guys.
Damn, that's crazy.
Just
Wait, so how many 5-stars did you not get? 6.
Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 16. And then yeah, recently I don't know what's happened. I just started pulling all of them. That might be similar to you, I think. 16.
You have one more. Wait, I have one more 5-star than you do. That's crazy.
See, I told the Twitch chat I am the most free-to-play relatable streamer.
I
It's
have
confirmed.
a total of 1 limited character with a constellation. And I have a total of 1 limited 5-star weapon. So let's calm down there with the most free to play.
But here's the thing: the only constellations I have are the ones that people say brick my account and are useless.
Okay, but even then, just your 5-star weapons.
So it doesn't matter. They basically don't exist.
You also have multiple 5 swords. Fucking whale.
Yeah, but that is, I mean, like, in all seriousness, that is your fault. I'm sorry. Like, I said this before.
True.
It is like, in all seriousness, if you never put on the weapon banner, it's your fault if you don't have the fab weapons. I'm sorry. It is what it is. Like, I know. Look, most featured players don't like putting on weapon banners, but I mean, look at me. I'm balling out now. I leveled up my 3rd Fab Lance because it was getting ridiculous. Like Kachina, Candace, like more Fab Lance characters coming into the game, and luckily I had a spare one.
Yeah.
But
I keep like,
actually wait. Did you say Fab Sword?
Yeah.
I only have 1.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Skill issue. My god. Why is it R5? That's actually insane. Actually, like, refining instead of keeping 2? That's insane.
Because I don't need more than 1. I know it's like it's a hot take for account. I've done a lot of account reviews at this point, and I know it's not common, but for me personally, like,
You have Freedom Sword.
Fab Lance, I have 2 of them now. I can't remember what it was on. It was like on Cloran's weapon.
You have Zypho's Freedom Sword. Okay, I see. That explains. Okay, sure.
It's R2 Zyphos. It's basically worse than Fab Sword. Everyone knows it. It is what it is. It's cosmetic. It's not even good.
True.
Yeah, I can't remember what this was on. It was on a recent one, and then I got it. I think it was Cloran weapon.
Insane. Why not refine it?
I don't refine. I like to be relatable.
I see.
Yeah. I don't refine weapons. I got like. Yeah, honestly, most of the time is garbage. Most of the weapons are like collectible. Same thing, like I said, the constellations. A lot of the constellations I have are characters who people say are bricked, and it doesn't do anything.
Wait, which ones do you
So,
have?
I have. Okay, check this out. I have C2 on Zhongli. I have
Mhm.
C1 on Shiori. Those both those guys' characters suck. I have C2 on Aika. That she sucks as well. C2 on Raiden. She sucks. And then C2 on Klee. She sucks. So literally, the only
So,
consolations I got. I
chat,
skipped all the good characters.
you can quote Jamie on this. He just said that Raiden sucks, even at C2.
According to people who tell me.
Jamie quote Raiden sucks 2024.
And then all the popular characters I had at C0. This is it.
That is crazy.
Wait, yeah. We are anti-meta.
What constellation is your Dea?
I just got her from the thingy, the event thing.
selector?
She's a C0, yeah. She
Damn.
was the last character I didn't have.
Damn.
So we just got her and Tonori.
Yeah. I still haven't lost my 50-50 to Dea. It's unfortunate. Fucking sitting here with C5 putting.
That was a very particular phrase you used. Did you pull Dia?
Yeah, I did. I pulled for her on her
Okay.
banner.
Okay, I was wondering why you said it in that way.
Yeah, no, that's why.
Okay. Okay, so you actually pulled her.
I wouldn't have skipped. I'm not a fake fan. There's a reason she's at the top of my regret tier list. My goat.
Okay. It's respectable. No one can hate on that. I feel like only the most like. So, it's no nice way of saying it. The most socially awkward hater would hate on like a video topic like this. They won't find this. It's a cool video concept actually.
Yeah, but I still wouldn't want to read the YouTube comments. It's probably.
It's already got 100. I'm sure. Well, it's 93. Yeah. Okay, but before you go, can I ask you, would you ever give like a Souls game or Elden Ring another chance on stream?
Probably not. Maybe off stream, but on stream I really doubt it. It's like I understand the concept behind games like Dark Souls and Elden Ring. It's like it's giving you an artificial challenge, and by artificial I don't mean like artificial difficulty. I just mean like it's intentionally challenging in order to make it feel more rewarding when you finally overcome it.
Yeah.
But the feeling of achievement that you get from overcoming it needs to be bigger than the frustration leading up to it. And for me, it's just not. Part of that is probably because chat is really fucking annoying.
Yeah, that is how Elden Ring chat is.
Yeah, so I might be willing to give it another shot off stream, but on stream it's not gonna happen. But I also don't really play video games off stream anymore, so I don't know if it would happen off stream either.
Okay, I just thought I'd ask that for the believers in the chat. It makes sense though. I mean that's just how it is. Like Souls, Elden Ring communities. It's like
it's a lot of backseating.
Do it like this, or why didn't you know this secret room?
I also feel like
weapon.
The most fun that you have in most games is in the first few hours you play. Like, I had a lot of fun playing Baldur's Gate, but I don't really want to play it again because I don't think I could have more fun than I had in my first few hours.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
same for Dark
Yeah.
Souls. Like it was really fun figuring out how to fucking kill an enemy with an elevator in Elden Ring.
I know. I know. I didn't watch you do that, but I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
You're talking about like the Stormvale Castle Banished Knight, I think.
Chat. Well, no, I have no clue.
Yeah. I can see it in my head. I know what you're talking about. It is fun, yeah. But I know what you're saying.
But once
It
you've done
wasn't
it
as
once,
of a
you
thing.
like you've done it once, and the next time won't be as fun.
Okay. To be fair, I will say though, in defense, if you can, like, the first Souls game anyone ever plays is always the hardest, and it can feel not rewarding. But I'm not trying to change your mind. But all I'm saying is, like, if you can get past that, these games are amazing. So if you ever did, if it was like a 1% chance you would try it again, there is a chance that, like, once you get past that, they're insane games.
Yeah, I don't think that it's impossible that I would enjoy them. I just don't think I would enjoy them more than other games.
Yeah.
Like if I was forced to play them, I would like whatever. But between playing them or playing something else, I'd rather play something else.
Yeah. Yeah. That's fair. That's fair.
And between
least you
playing
tried
something else or them versus yapping about dog shit media takes, I would rather yap about my dog shit media takes.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Sudoku is more fun. True. That is true. I agree with that. Sudoku is more fun than Elden Ring.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Fair. Yeah, sorry, I don't want to keep you, and then I'll also go back to the Muradani testing.
All right. Thanks for having
Um,
me, Jamie.
Yeah, thanks. Well, wait, great convo as always. Hopefully your chat and my chat enjoyed that. Maybe, yeah, and then I'll maybe try work on this podcast thing.
Yeah,
And then hit
if
you
you
up
end
again.
up borrowing an account to test Risley XILONEN teams, let me know what you think, because I was a bit disappointed by them. So I'd like to
Okay.
know what your opinion
Yeah.
is.
I mean that's kind of how Risley is. It's like every patch there seems to be like a new fourth that people are like, oh my god, let's test Farina, Risley, Bennett, Shungling. Oh my god, let's test Risley, Emily, Bennett, Shungling. Oh my god, let's test Risley, Shilonen, Bennett, Shungling. And then it's like,
Aware.
it's kind of all the same thing, man.
Yeah,
I
it
mean,
is.
yeah.
It is.
I'll let you know. I want to try
Alright, thank you.
everything.
Okay.
Alright, see you later, man.
Bye bye.
Thanks, man.
Pog. Okay. Um. Jesus. Right, CHASCA. Anyways, let's talk about ORORON. Bro, this... It is so weird seeing a character with descriptions this short in 2024. It's so weird. But yeah, so his skill deals 300 damage, and his burst deals 300 damage with some damage over time. And it has like a fucking 7-hit ICD or some weird ass shit. 7-hit, 8 seconds, special ICD. And And then this basically just says his skill deals additional damage over time, and if you trigger electrocharge, it deals even more. And then this says that you regenerate energy to your team when you trigger electrocharge. That's pretty much what he does. Numbers big or small? Numbers pretty small. The brunt of his damage is coming from his A1. But, C1 significantly increases A1 damage. C2 gives him a nice amount of electro damage. C4 makes his burst spin faster. And C6 gives him more damage on his A1 and an attack percent buff to the team. He's a character of all time, honestly. I don't even know what to say about him. Like, ugh. Whatever, man. Anyways, I think that's gonna be it for today. Tomorrow we can yap more about CHASCA and ORORON. Feels so out of place, yeah, for sure. I don't really want to raid anyone today. So I will be seeing you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye.